everybody. It's 3 p.m. and it's time for dinner with Nanny Bubby. I'm Nanny Bubby, and right now I'm cooking Hanukkah dinner. So I'm so happy that you're joining me. So Hanukkah is about the oil. It's about the miracle of the oil lasting 8 days when there was only enough for one night. And so everything that we eat on Hanukkah is all about the oil. So I found this great cauliflower recipe on what's called the Feed. If you want to look it up, it's called cauliflower bites, lemon pepper bites, cauliflower lemon pepper bites. And I am deep frying them in oil. So I've got one batch to go. So we celebrate Hanukkah. It is one of there's only 2 holidays that did not take place in the Old Testament, and Hanukkah is one of them. It came years later at the destruction of the Second Temple, and it was a war that was fought, and there was a miracle at the end of the war that they went to light the lights of the menorah. There was only enough oil for one night, and it ended up lasting 8. So when we celebrate Hanukkah, nothing is asked of us anymore than just to celebrate. It's one of those holidays where all you do is celebrate and laugh and enjoy and remember the oil. So to remember the oil, we cook almost everything in oil, which is what I'm doing right now, including donuts. So it's the only time of the year that all of us as children would gather around, and we were able to eat donuts as an appetizer because donuts are deep fried. And so the deep fried donuts were part of the meal, and you could eat them before you sat down for dinner. You could eat them, hey Tony Schaefer, you could eat them, hey Tom Letitia, you guys should say hi to each other. And so I'm going to show you how I made these cauliflower bites. The most important thing is you bring this oil temperature up to 350 degrees, which is what I just did. This is a candy thermometer. Can you see that? I don't want to lean too far over this oil. And you've got to keep it at 350, so it's dropped already to 320. I'm just going to turn it up, because as it cooks, it turns down. And what I've done, let me show you. I'm going to tip. It's hard to be a cameraman and a talent, but if you tip down, what we've got right here, over here, you see that, is flour and cayenne pepper. This is almond milk and lemon juice. And this is panko, breadcrumbs, lemon zest, salt, and pepper. And what the recipe calls for, and I'll show you because these are almost ready to come out. Hey, Sue. Happy Hanukkah to you. So nice to see you. So these are getting very done. I'm going to take my spider and pull these out. Look at how golden and beautiful those are. Let me turn a little bit here. Can you see that? These are cauliflower bites, lemon pepper cauliflower bites. Look how beautiful those are. Nice and golden. Putting them on paper towels to get the last of the oil out. So again, everything is about the deep frying of the oil. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, let me tip you down and pour you out. Remember that? I'm a little teapot, short and stout, so I'm not sure I can get this all in. So what we're going to do is start into the almond milk and lemon juice, then dip into the flour, then back into the lemon juice and almond milk, and then over here into the panko and breadcrumbs. And that's how you do it. So I'm going to very quickly just pull that apart again and dip into the almond milk, into the flour. I'm trying to keep my arm away from this hot oil. You guys don't want me to burn myself, right? Hey Heather, welcome, happy Hanukkah. And over here. Okay, so one more time. Pull this a little closer so I stay away from the hot oil. I can't see if you guys are all getting all of this. I hope, okay, there we go. Into the almond milk and lemon juice, into the flour and cayenne pepper, just a dusting. Knock some of the remaining off, back into the almond milk, and then into the breadcrumbs. And I have done a huge batch here. Uh-oh, this is up to 400 degrees. Let me turn this down. That got way too hot while I was talking. you got to keep your eye on the oil. It goes way low when you're cooking, and then way hot. Was I getting ready to dip? Okay. And then way hot if you're just letting it sit there. So that's a tip. Be very, very careful. So there we go. Let me just get these last remaining. I'm running out of ingredients here. But let me do this and this. Back into the almond milk and into the breadcrumbs. And that's about it. Let me get this all around. Now my hands are coated. And that's, flour and milk are always kind of a mess to get off your hands. So there we go. And very quickly, everything into the pot. Whoa. You see that? Can you hear it? There we go. I'm going to use this spider to drop the rest of them in. Oh my gosh, this oil is way too hot. Let me see what it's at. Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off. There we go. It's frying very fast. I'm going to just wash my hands. Give me a second. And I'll be right back over to you because I promised you that I was going to give you my recipe for potato latkes. And I am going to do that next. Let me get this all done. How many of you remember that I said that I was going to give you my potato latke recipe today? Hey, Susan Harrison, how are you? So glad to have you here with us, and happy Hanukkah to you. Okay, these really browned way too fast because, hey, Debbie Howe, are you still in Cancun? Give me a thumbs up if you're still in Cancun. Okay, out we go. This last batch just that oil got way too hot, but not too badly. So let me just shift. I'm so scared to touch this. Hold on. I've got to shift this oil out of my way so I can start making potato latkes. So give me a second here. Playing with hot oil is no fun, let me tell you. So let me get this on here. This is the pot that we're going to use to make potato latkes. So let me transition a few pieces. I'm going fast. You have to give me a minute here. Off we go. I need my husband down here. He always cleans up after me. Isn't that awesome? He is the cleaner-upper guy. He is the best at that. And he's the best at chopping and cleaning, too. So I let him sometimes do all of that for me. Okay, back into the camera. So let's talk about, hello. Let's talk about, yes, you're still there for another week. Well, good, you have a good time. Okay, so let's talk about potato latkes. Now, let me tell you something. I gotta always be real with you. I have to always be real with you. And here's the truth. I have tried and tried and tried and tried to make potato latkes. And frankly, I'm not good at it. Every Hanukkah, my uncle comes over and he makes the potato latkes. Everybody seems to love them. But this year, we're just not having 40 people for Hanukkah dinner like we always have in the past. And so I was, thrust with having to make my own potato latkes. I don't mind it, except here's the problem. When you grate potatoes, there's a ton of water in the potatoes. And then you need to squeeze out the water in a dish towel, and it makes a terrible mess. And then, if you do it too soon, the potatoes turn dark brown, and then you start putting them and frying them, and they're ugly. I mean, I just don't know how, and never could figure out how people made perfect potato latkes that weren't turned brown and all that, and it's so frustrating to me. And then I learned a trick. Last year, hey Valerie Simon, happy Hanukkah to you. Thank you for being here. And then my uncle last year in his 70s had a bar mitzvah, and he wanted to make, and his bar mitzvah that he was having was in December, and it happened to be on the first night of Hanukkah last year. And what I learned is that in order to make potato latkes for an entire 130 people that came to his bar mitzvah, he used dehydrated potatoes. Go figure. And you can find them anywhere, especially in any kosher section of a grocery store or kosher supermarket. It is dehydrated potatoes or freeze-dried potatoes, I'm not sure which. And come to find out, if you buy the potato latke mix, potato pancake mix, it's, hey Fred Domini Jr., how are you? You've been missing for a couple days. I've had my eye on you. Hope all is well. So anyway, I bought the mix. And this it says potatoes, potato starch, and something else that I would never want to eat except for one time a year. It must be a preservative. And this is the directions. We're going to take 2, and so yeah, I'm keeping it real. I am on one time a year using something out of a box that I would never use, but I promise you it is going to turn out to be the best potato latkes we've ever had. So stand by. Let me get this water. So the recipe just calls for 2 eggs, 2 cups of ice cold water. That's why I have ice in this cold water. This should be interesting. Hey Art Shrek, how are you? So nice to have you here. Thank you for joining. You're new to us. Okay, so we are cooking Hanukkah dinner tonight. My family is on their way over. I made brisket because who doesn't have a holiday where they make brisket? Let me see if that's 2 cups of water. It's not, so I'm gonna run, since I took the ice out, so let me run over here and put a little more water in here. I made brisket, I made fried eggplant caprese rolls that we're gonna use as meatballs, and those are gonna be fried in the same way that we fried the cauliflower. And so if you just look at this is the cauliflower that I made. Of course, on Hanukkah, it's, hey, Mary McConville, sorry. I'm thinking and talking and reading all at the same time. There she is. And Kong Lab is here. Okay, Kong Lab, there you go. King Kong Lab, I guess. Anyway, here are cauliflower bites. They're fried because Hanukkah is all about the oil. And so we fry everything, including our donuts, and we eat donuts for appetizer, as well as the potato latkes. So thanks, Mary. So I'm gonna set these cauliflower bites that I made over to go in the oven to keep warm. And we're gonna start on the potato latkes. So here is the recipe. While this oil is heating up, I have 2 eggs mixed. I have 2 cups of ice cold water right here. Let me turn this just a little bit so you can see. There we go. In goes the water. And, well, I'm supposed to let this sit for 5 to 10 minutes, which is not a good thing because I'm gonna have to keep you guys busy for 5 minutes while I let this sit. I should have done this ahead. Okay, so what is in this is potato starch and freeze-dried potatoes. I mean, isn't that amazing? These will not turn brown. They will firm up the longer they sit in this water. Their seasoning is already in this. Comes out of a box. The eggs, the water, the mix. You see that? Okay. Let's get it all mixed up. The oil is heating. There we go. Okay. There we go. So while we're waiting for this to firm up, I think I'm going to take you on a test drive and show you just what I'm doing. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to see me deep fry one more time? Yum, I know. So let me show you this, actually. Let me just turn this camera around. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm turning the camera around, and this is the Pomodoro sauce that I made. Let me show you this. So this is Pomodoro sauce. I made it this morning. Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for being here. Isn't that look delicious? And in here is yesterday's soup that I made, which we're going to be serving, which is the zucchini basil soup. Basil came right out of Nanny Bubby's garden. I just love that. This is the pasta water right over here. And I start heating everything up on low before everybody gets here, and everybody's coming at 4 o'clock. And then over here is just the appetizer area. And usually we put this on our family room table, but my little grandson is starting to move fast. And so we have to keep a lot of things away. So there's the sour cream, there's the applesauce, and the potato latkes are all gonna go on here. So just a little tour of the kitchen. But over here, let me just show you this. Over here are the fried eggplant rolls, which have not been fried yet, but there they are. And so instead of using meatballs, which you don't fry meatballs, we are going to drop these eggplant rolls into the deep fryer, just like I did the cauliflower, and we're going to eat these instead of meatballs. So what do you think of that? Does that sound good to everybody? So let me put you back over the hot flame here. There we go. Hi. Hi there. Okay, so let's see if this is starting to firm up. I don't think it's been 5 minutes. Oh, but it is starting to firm up. So can you see this? This was very liquidy a little bit ago. It was very liquidy, but it is really starting to get thick. Can you see that? It's just very, very thick. And it really looks like mashed potatoes in here is what it looks like, which is awesome, So while we're waiting for that for just another few minutes to firm up, I'm actually going to take you and show you where we have our menorah lighting, just because I'm trying to kill time. So, hey, Sue Plattner, how are you? Happy Hanukkah. Okay, so this is, I brought out today every menorah that I own that was given to me. So there's the menorah that Tony gave me that is right here, the dancing menorah that he gave to me, and I talked about that yesterday. And these are just different menorahs that I've collected all through the years. I love this. I think, I don't know, this is a Jerusalem menorah right over here. This is my Michael Aram menorah, which I adore Michael Aram silver. So look at that. And there's the one from Tony again. But I love this one. My granddaughter, I know, is going to want to do this one first. And this is the shoe menorah. Can you guys see that? Do you see that? Let me show you. Is that so cute? It's a different pair of shoes. And you know what? For some reason, I feel like Tony gave me this as well. Tony, did you give me this menorah as well? I can't remember. So there's that. And then now I'm going to take you really quickly and show you my Hanukkah table. Just for the fun of it, because I'm waiting for the potato latkes to get firm. But this is my Hanukkah table. These are and as promised, the centerpiece are the Hanukkah donuts. There you go. And we're going to serve the soup in the bowls, and we've got Hanukkah napkins, and back into the kitchen we go. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, I think we're ready. So, back over the hot. Yes, you did give me the shoes. There you go. Okay, so this has really thickened up. Now, I use this pot because it's very, 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 very big. It's got a wide bottom surface, and then we can easily make more potato latkes as we go. So potato latkes was really a part of the Eastern European Ashkenazi Jewish culture. And if you think about it, Eastern European and Russians had root vegetables, so eating potato pancakes or potato latkes, it was just a part of their everyday diet, not just their holiday diet. And that's where they originated from. And because they're fried, you guys see that okay? And because they're fried, and these smell so good, go. So these could be bigger. I think I will make them bigger. Go. This really firmed up nice. I got scared there for just a minute, like, oh my God, is this really going to firm up? But it did. There we go. So, tell me this. Do you make potato latkes with russet potatoes? That's the other thing. Russet potatoes, the golden potato, Yukon Gold, or do you make sweet potato? A lot of people make sweet potato latkes. So tell me, type what you like best or what you make. There we go. So we're going to let those brown. They look like regular pancakes, only they're made out of potatoes. And tell me, type, if you will, what you like best. Do you like the Yukon Gold? Do you like russet? Do you like sweet potatoes? Tell me what you like. I have to hear from you guys. This is interactive. Somebody? Anybody? Anybody got an answer? So these are getting browned very, very nicely. And the really great thing about, oh, there we go. They're starting to splitter and, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, okay, maybe that means turn them. I don't fry very often. We don't fry all year long, except for the fried calabrese rolls, and that's not very often. So, you know, I have this philosophy that there's a time to feast and there's a time to fast, and it's our job to know when that is the correct thing. You don't come home on a Tuesday night and, you know, start eating ice cream and cake and deep frying potato latkes and donuts and, you know, and not that I have anything, I don't have anything to discriminate about Tuesday nights, but, you know, during most of the week we eat very slight. We eat very clean and we eat very slight, and most of what I make falls into that category. But when it comes to a holiday, I never use vegetable oil. But if you're going to deep fry, you need to use vegetable oil. And it's not healthy for you. It's not the best thing in the world for you. But when you're celebrating, there's certain foods that really speak to our heart. Foods that we ate almost all of our life. And I grew up eating these foods almost every day, but we now eat them just as part of, you know, holidays. So here we go. I'm starting to turn these, and I'll show you that. Tonight is a feast. Tomorrow will definitely be a fast, and probably Sunday will as well. And you just, being healthy means knowing the difference. Debbie said she's never tried potato latkes before. Well, you're going to have to do that, Debbie, because they're great, especially the way my Uncle Barry makes them. So these are turning nice and golden. Take a look at that. Can you see that? Hit a 1 if you can see how nice and golden they are. So, I feel like this is not totally on the fire well enough. So let's get these a little browner. There we go. Go. So these are nice and white. They're not turning, you know, ugly brown and discoloring. I know one year when I really didn't understand what I was doing, I grated all the potatoes, I got all the water out of them, I covered them and I put them in the refrigerator, and when I went to get them to make them for when all my guests were coming, they had turned this ugly, ugly, horrible brown. They were just terrible. And it was horrible, and I thought, oh my God. So I get my uncle to make them now for me all the time, but I realized that the trick to really good potato latkes is definitely using the mix, or use potato starch and potato flakes and use those, because they will never turn brown. So give me a 1 if you celebrate Hanukkah. Let me know if you're watching, if you celebrate Hanukkah. So let's see who's there. Yes, Sue, that's what I'm doing. I'm using a mix too. I really am. And I don't feel like it's cheating, because I can't get my head around those potatoes turning brown. And, you know, I like to pre-make just about everything. And you can't pre-make the potato latkes. I mean, when my uncle comes over to make them for 30 or 40 of us, when he does, he literally starts making them right at the time, right here. I need to turn this fire up because they're not getting brown fast enough. So Sue is celebrating. Who else is celebrating? Heather's celebrating. Who is celebrating Hanukkah? And who loves potato latkes regardless? Hey, Brenda, are you celebrating Hanukkah? I bet you are. There we go. So I had this fire turned down too low. That's because the other deep frying that I was doing got way too out of control and got way too high. So I am going to put these onto paper towel. There we go. That's got a nice brown to it, a golden, beautiful brown. So we are going to eat these as appetizers. That's what we do. We always eat the potato latkes as appetizers. So people come in the door, and boy, the latkes go like hot cakes, hot latke cakes. Is what I always say. Okay, hold on. Let me get a paper towel. Get these where they can drain nicely. And we're going to try this again on a little bit of a hotter fire. So my granddaughter absolutely loves that. My granddaughter absolutely loves coming in the door and knowing that she can have a donut as an appetizer. That's just part of our tradition. My niece came to the first Hanukkah party that I had ever had, and when she walked in, she just didn't know what to expect. And I walked her over to the food table, and I said, "Do you see these donuts?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Guess what? These donuts you get to eat before dinner or with your dinner." And you should have seen her eyes. She looked like, "Oh, really?" And it's like, "Yeah, really." Mary says, "I buy mine from Trader Joe's." I did not know that Trader Joe's had latke mix. Is it a latke mix, Mary? Tell me, is it a latke mix? Or do you buy them already pre-made? Are they frozen? Okay, fill me in on that. Okay, look at how nice and golden brown these just got. Can you see that? That's how we want them. So my next batch will be better. I just definitely had this fire turned down way too low. So we got to learn as we go. There we go. Okay. I'm going to cover these and get them into the oven when we're done. So Mary, tell me again, what form do you get them from Trader Joe's? Okay, so here we go. And do you eat your donuts for appetizer? We do. We eat potato latkes and donuts before we ever sit down to have our meal. Isn't that terrible? But again, there's a time to feast and a time to fast. Okay, once you heat them. Okay, let's see. They're frozen and delicious. Well, that is good to know, Mary. It really is. And Mary should know. Mary, you really need to look her up on Instagram. It's Grow Up Bright. She has about 20,000 followers. She's an artist and an illustrator, and her mom's artwork is absolutely fantastic. So go run over there and give her a thumbs up. Let her know that you enjoy her stuff. She really is there for the heart of a mom, and wants to help you feel good about yourself as a mom. So this potato latke really did not do well. It kind of fell apart. Yes, we have sour cream and applesauce, but isn't that the big debate? Are they meant to go with sour cream, or are they meant to go with applesauce? That is truly always the question. And there's fights about that in families, right? Okay, let's go. So I'm really excited about everybody coming over. I started cooking last night, and as soon as I'm done making the potato latkes, I'm going to start again deep frying the eggplant rolls, which I showed you how to make last time, but I never did show you how to deep fry them, which is very similar to the cauliflower that I just did, so it's not that big of a deal. But I like to have everything pre-cooked and ready to go. The brisket's already in the oven warming. You always cook your brisket the day before, then you cool it off in the refrigerator, and that way the fat separates from the gravy, and you can skim the fat right off the top of your gravy, so there's no fat in the gravy. And then you always need to slice your brisket when it's cold, and it's like sawing through wood, I can tell you that, but it doesn't fall apart. And that is the best way to slice a brisket. Go. And I sliced it all, poured the gravy over the top of it, covered it. It's in the oven at about 300 degrees right now, getting warmed up so that when everybody's here, that's ready to go. The soup is over there, and the soup is on a really low fire. I'm going to actually check on that 1 minute. Let me see how that's doing. And that's it. And now I'm back. So, all right, let's see how this is doing. I may not have enough oil in here. Let's see. No. There we go. There's a little more oil there. So it's really peculiar because if you have too much oil, it's not good. But if you have not enough oil, they actually don't brown. So I think I might just pour just the tiniest bit in here so they can sizzle around and not get dry. There we go. There we go. And because I don't cook with oil very often, I'm not good at it. And I really don't want you to cook with oil very often either. But for a holiday, whatever your special holiday, whatever your culture is, there's a time to feast and a time to fast. And I think if we could all realize that, we give ourselves a little bit of grace by allowing ourselves to eat donuts as an appetizer, because that's what the culture and that's what everybody just does. That's how we develop the holiday. Then tomorrow, you go back to how you eat every single day. Give it no extra special thought whatsoever. So look at how these are absorbing all the oil. So nice. You going outside with the dog, honey? You what? Oh, it's getting smoky. Are you worried that the smoke alarm is going to go off?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're okay.
Am I okay? Well, I'm not using a knife, which he can't stand. Come say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
There you go. You're so
I'm Nanny Bubby, Mr. Nanny Bubby.
Mr. Nanny. We call him Grandpa Bubby. Is
I'm
that
Grandpa
so funny?
Bubby.
Oh, there's Jordan. There's Jordan.
Oh my goodness, look
Yeah.
at that. Jordan in Idaho.
In Idaho.
I bet you they don't have latkes like this in Idaho.
No.
Never.
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 Yeah. We call him Grandpa Bubby as a joke.
I'm Grandpa Bubby.
He's Grandpa Bubby.
Watch your audience increase now that I'm on, too.
Oh.
Well, I mean, we got Jordan, right?
Hi, Mr. Nanny Bubby, he calls
Mr.
you.
Nanny Bubby, that's
So
me.
are you looking forward to these latkes?
I'm looking forward to everything Nanny Bubby cooks.
Oh, there you go.
I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
Oh my God, I keep saying that.
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
So let me ask you.
Not only are you gorgeous, Nanny Bubby,
Oh.
but you're a great cook.
Oh, did you hear that?
That's
That's
right.
so sweet.
She's the best.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but tell everybody. Oh, yes, this is my hubs. Yes, this is my hubby. Grandpa Bubby.
I'm Grandpa Bubby.
Grandpa Bubby hubby. Okay.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question.
yes.
Do you like your? I still have to dress you.
I know, I know.
You're on camera. We gotta.
That's okay. I was
we gotta
up
straighten
working.
that collar
I put my
out
sweater
on this
on
guy.
here. Yeah.
Okay. So do you like your latkes with applesauce or sour cream?
I think I would prefer applesauce.
There you go. And the applesauce is
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, I can't
Look,
wait.
they're giving us hearts.
I can't wait for this dinner. And I'm the recipient of this. I'm the lucky guy.
Sometimes he complains.
Okay, that's it for me.
Oh.
Okay.
Are you gonna go?
Little cameo appearance.
Okay, can you do this? Can you say, because you know you're not really Jewish unless you can say Chanukah. Can you say Happy Chanukah?
Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, did you see that?
All right.
After 40 years, he finally got that down, this one. Is he cute?
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome. Actually, 42 years, because we dated for 2 years before we got married, in which I said I didn't even want to date him, but I did. And then look what happened. Okay, so taking these out. Ooh, almost lost that one. Okay. Out of the pan. There we go. How cute was that? Okay. I feel like these are just not deep frying well enough. But we'll see. If they don't get eaten, they don't get eaten. It would be really a shame if Nanny Bubby blew it on the potato latkes, right? You would think that I have some great, fabulous recipe, but they're just too hard. And I only make them once a year, so I can't really come up with a recipe that actually works, right? Because I only do it once a year. Okay, so I do it out of a box. I cheat. As my friend who is watching just said, she did. She did. So here's the last of it. He opened the door because it's getting smoky. Can you imagine if I let the smoke alarm go off? And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. So I hope all of you have a very good Hanukkah, as we say. I wish you joy, and I wish you miracles. You know, so many, I say this, and I love this line, that so many people walk around praying for a miracle in their life, right? But they don't believe in miracles. So the first thing you need to do to see a miracle is first believe. Then you will see. But if you try to say, well, when I see a miracle, I'll believe in miracles, that is backwards. Got that? So the first thing to do is believe. The second thing to do is you will then see. And so I wish all of you nothing but miracles in your life every day. I wish for you that you see miracles everywhere you go. And I wish for you a wonderful, happy holiday season, whether you're celebrating Hanukkah or whether you're celebrating Christmas. We all celebrate each other together. And when we do that, that's the number one way that we spread love like butter. So on the count of 3, let's all close by saying this. 1, 2, 3. Woo! It's getting smoky. Spread love like butter. Happy evening and happy Hanukkah to everybody. Thanks for joining. Hope you learned something. Bye.